Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Okay guys, let's waste no more time and dive right down into this technical analysis on ADA. So this is Cardano paired up with USDT on the hourly chart, and Binance is our data source. Now last time that we were looking at this, being our local top, and we were looking to pull back down towards 50 cent. Actually, it looks like we've continued a bit of a push to the upside. This actually now can be looked at like this. So we have a W, X, Y, X, Z. And what we want to do is we want to know, is this the top, or have we got a little bit more room to the upside before we pull back down to the lows? So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all just remove this fib here for a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go measure the distance here. Okay, so we're going to take this high, we're going to take this low, and we're going to see that we come up just past that 1.236. That would be an area that I would be looking for to say that that's kind of the top area that we were kind of hoping to kind of reach. Okay, so that was actually 66, and we actually hit a high here of 66.96. okay, so rather than 6665. So that looks like it has kind of reached its kind of level there. And the other thing to kind of just keep an eye on is whether or not we think there's some kind of five-wave structure or anything like that, or impulsive trend-based structures going on here. And for the most part there isn't. There's a lot of overlap. You can look for these things, but I don't think there's anything meaningful. I mean, if anything, the closest thing I can see right this second is one that would look something like this one just here, for example, just those 5 waves. We pull back down, but we do not have any additional 5-wave moves up in there. So I don't think that is something that we can really focus in on too much. Instead, I think we should be paying attention to some of these micro movements. We have these kind of ones just here. It is possible that we push up ever so slightly higher. So we can take a look at this potentially just reaching a double top scenario around here. Okay, that would actually allow us then to bring us back down. And of course, that overarching directional trend is still down, even though we had this really good run to the upside here. Essentially we are in this corrective state now. We haven't finished this correction just yet, and I still think there's room to the upside. I've been talking about it for weeks, really. 74.1. It is still available. It is still there. It's a possible scenario, possible outcome. And I think it potentially could even go higher than that, but it really depends. I mean, we take a look at everything here. We got this big run up, we pull back, and that big run up just here, that could also just be the end of it, right? And this actually went up as high as where are we, 68.9. That could have literally have been it. So although the 74.14 is still available, it hasn't been invalidated or anything like that. I do think there's a less likely chance of such a move. Instead, we are looking more progressively to the downside overall. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and take a couple of measurements then. So what we'll do is we're going to take this this low level just here, and we're going to take that high level, that one I just spoke about. Okay, and we're going to move that over to the recent highs. Okay, just up here. And this now shows us at 52.08 as our most probable C wave completing the corrective move here before potentially seeing any form of upward directional move. Now, with this, we should also be quite cautious because the bigger macro trend is still that we are heading down towards 30 cent. So we should be, optimistic that there's some good accumulation to be had here. But we don't want to get too carried away by thinking the price is going up to the moon right now. I think there's plenty of room to the downside. And I'm going to show you what is going on from the momentum perspective as well. Okay, so we are almost up in the overbought area right now on this hourly chart. This is indicating that we are likely to see some kind of pullback and some kind of corrective play. Okay, and pretty much aligned to Bitcoin there. Now the 4-hourly is also quite high, so there's a little bit of room maybe to the upside to be had here, but I think there's greater room to the downside. So we should be thinking that actually we're more than likely going to pull back than push up. Now the 8-hour is in a very similar position, so again you're getting confirmation here across these different time frames that the move is likely to come on down. Now we are overbought on our daily chart, and so we should be thinking there is some kind of downward move. Now, the big elephant in the room is going to be that the hard fork combinator event, which is going to be the 29th. I think the 29th of June from memory. That is basically going to usher in scalability and all these kind of things. Now, I've done a whole video on that before. Check that out if that's your bag. If you want to know more about what this hard fork is actually going to be creating for Cardano, definitely check that out. But essentially, what we've seen historically speaking with Cardano is a lot of price surges before the event, and then basically a complete crash after. Okay, so it is possible that actually we stay up in that overbought area, for example, and we just do a little bit of volatility around here, i.e. we come down to maybe 52 cent, and then we rally back up again, okay, just before the hard fork event, and then we completely collapse down. Okay, so I think there's a couple of things here to kind of keep an eye on, and also it's not too dissimilar to what Bitcoin is suggesting that we do either. Essentially, Bitcoin is suggesting that we are potentially moving down to 28 and then moving up to about 33, and then from there moving down to 22, right? So if you look at Cardano, you could argue that maybe we're moving down to 52 cent, maybe then we're moving up to 74 cent, and then maybe we're moving to 30 cent, right? So I think if we were to think about, what's actually going on, I know people are sometimes saying that Cardano is decoupled from Bitcoin or whatever. I think actually the trends are there, different levels and maybe slightly different parts of maybe they're on the same path but a slightly different journey of that path, but essentially the patterns are very much the same. We are looking to go down, we're then looking to go up, and then we're looking to crash right back down again. And I think that's very similar to what Bitcoin is also suggesting here. So Cardano, yeah, I would expect a lot of volatility. There's some opportunities in that for trading, but there's also a lot of risks associated with that as well, because if you're not 100% certain on what the directional move is going to be, you could potentially get caught out. And if you're hodling and you're looking to dollar cost average, I do think there's going to be some fantastic opportunities coming. And yeah, I absolutely have every intention of accumulating more ADA as the price pulls back, which I'm very, very confident in, specifically because of how overbought we are, and we do need to have this call off period. So pulling back down now, 30 cent does seem very, very hopeful, but I do think that is very, very probable at the same time. I have seen some people calling out Cardano to go down to 10 cent or so. And don't get me wrong, I'd love that. The accumulation would be fantastic, but I don't think it's very probable, at least not within the data that I've seen just yet. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video there, guys. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.